Okay. In the next video, we're going to show the phase voltage. Okay. And you have phase voltage. So we talked about line voltage, phase voltage. What does all this stuff mean? Right? It's not hard. You just simply have to really think about what you're doing, right? And really, the stuff is very, very simple. It gets confusing. There's a lot of information, but it's really not difficult if you go step by step. Okay. Now, let's understand the phase. The phase is basically what? From A to B. Line is from A to N. So if I give you N, if you give 120 off a domestic receptacle, it's coming out 120, 100, same thing, right? So here is your phase. Your phase looks like this. This is your line, this is your phase. Okay? Your phase is from A to B, right? So our VAB, A to B, which is A to B, it's the same thing, is square root of 3 VM cosine omega. I'm gonna have to rewrite this. Give me a second. I'm off the page a little bit. Plus 30 plus phi. Okay. Why is it plus 30 plus phi? Okay. Because your triangle, your line is here, right? At 30. It's offset by 30. So you would have to add 30 to get 60. When you're adding 30 to get 60, this is where you get your phase. So you're adding a 30. Okay. And you have a square root of 3. And I don't want to go into the geometry of square root of 3. It's not really important. Okay. You just understand it's multiplied by square root of 3. Okay. So your AB is going to be what? Okay, is going to be square root of 3 times 100 times cosine omega t, right? Omega t plus phi, which is, and your phi is what? Our phi is 0. So you plug in a 0, you get plus 30. So this is 171 at 0. I'm sorry, at 30 degrees. Okay? Your VBN, I'm sorry, not your VAB. Now you have your you have your VAB, you have your VAC. Okay, so your okay. So here is your phase voltage plus 30, okay? Now, here from B to C, so let's look at B to C, okay? V of B to C is what? It would be square root of 3 times 100 times cosine omega t plus what? You want to go, it says minus 90, but you really want to be what? 270. So this is going from A to B, is 30 off. This is 270 plus phi. Okay? Also, it's written as what? Also, it can be minus 90. Minus 90, right? If you're going off 30. So hold on. Or this is minus, not 90, I'm sorry, it's 120. Minus 120. 270 are obviously the same thing. And then VC to A is going to be square root of 3 times 100 times cosine omega t, right, plus 120 plus phi. Okay? So if you put in a 0, you will get 171. 171 at what degrees? At 200. I'm sorry, you're adding a plus 30. So this phi that you added, right, this phi that you added here, plus 3, plus 30, right, it would be the same thing, plus 30 degrees plus your phi. Okay? So you're simply adding a 30 degrees, okay, on your phase. So you add a 30 plus phi. That's all the phase is, okay? So if I had 300 times 0, so this would be obviously 300. So we can say this is at 300 degrees, okay? Or it could be what? 30 minus this is also equal to minus 171 is also minus 90 degrees, okay? Either answer is correct, okay? If you don't understand it, go back to the circle. If I am at 30 degrees here, okay, and I go out 120, okay, I'll be at 300. At 33 here, or I can subtract, okay? So operate this circle. This would be 171 at phi, right? So we would at 150 at 0, so this is at 150, okay? And that's how you determine your phase and line, okay? Now the question is, does this make any sense, okay? It does make perfect sense. And let me show you why it makes perfect sense, okay? In your house, you're coming in at 208, 120, right? 208, 120. Your 208 is your phase. If my phase, if my 120, if my line voltage, right, is 120 volts, what's my phase voltage? It's square root of 3 times 120. Well, what is the square root of 3 times 120? So that is equal to 1.73 times 120, which is 207.8, which is your 208 volts. This makes perfect sense. This is your 208 to 120 conversion. This is where you get your phase, this is what you get your line. Now, the three phase, again, is three different angles. So there's different angle coming in and doing different things. If it's the same angle, then your voltage would be multiplied, right? That won't make any sense. So this is why this is the three-phase diagram and understanding it. So if I give you a problem, one thing I want you to do is understand, if I give you something, let's say 10 degrees, you're expected to go through this process. So you can have your notes out, but you say 10, okay? Well, this would be 10. This would be what? Make it separate, make it easy, 280. Don't go minus if you're not comfortable, which is fine. 280, a 10, 130. Then what you do is you say, okay, it's 100 volts. 100 volts multiplied by the square root of 3. Whatever this is, okay, whatever this is, plus 30. Whatever this is, times the square root of 3, plus 30. Whatever this is, times the square root of 3, plus 30. That's how you do it. It's really simple. It looks very, very complicated, but it's really not, okay?